Welcome to the South Carolina Stingrays game preview. Joseph Zakrzewski joined alongside Stingrays head coach and director of hockey operations Spencer Carbery as the Stingrays prepare for game number 2 of the 2014-15 season against the Florida Everblades. And coach, game number 1 last night, a frustrating loss for the Stingrays. Showed a lot of character though, coming from behind, racing a 2-goal deficit. You made things interesting, but what are you taking away from last night's big game?
I think there were some positives. I think we saw certain points and got our first look at some of the personnel down here, and there were some positives, but there was also some mistakes that we made that ended up costing us the hockey game. So we'll sort of assess, and it's good for us because now we can sort of take what some of these guys do and know a little bit better about what type of players they are and how well they can execute. And now structurally we go back and say, okay, here's the deal. This can't happen at the pro hockey level, and see if we can adapt and get better from it. But last night overall, it wasn't bad. I thought we played well at times. I think we just made some big mistakes that you just can't make and expect to win hockey games with giving them a couple opportunities.
Last night, game number 1 of the brand new season, the Everblades jumped out to a 2-0 lead before the Stingrays would erase that deficit in the second period behind 2-point games from Cody Sylvester and Andrew Rowe. They got both of those second period goals and assisted on each other as well. And then you move into the third period. The Everblades made it 3-2 late in the second period. Then they grab an early third period marker. As I mentioned, you made things interesting. Did the Everblades really present anything different or surprising to you that you want to adjust for today's game?
I don't think so. I think they're a good hockey team. They can skate. They can make plays. They can. They're a quick transition. They can attack before you know it. So if you're not ready and you're asleep at the wheel for points in the period, especially in the second period with the long change, they can burn you, and it can happen quickly, and you won't even know, and you go, oh geez, where did that just come from? So it's just more about being alert, being aware every shift against this team, because they can burn you quick. And there's some certain things that we need. There's a couple plays that have a huge impact on that game last night. We need some secondary scoring. We need some guys to step up that to prove that they're good players in this league, and we'll see if we can get that done tonight.
The Stingrays got a late goal in that contest, but eventually fell to the Florida Everblades last night by a final of 4-3. Now, coach, game number 2 tonight. Not a lot of pre-scouting on the Everblades prior to last night's game, but now you have a little video content. You broke that down. What jumped out to you, and what adjustments do you want to make for this evening?
There's a couple of tweaks. We're going to tweak our lineup a little bit. I think it's good to see how they PK all the special teams, to see what type of pressure they come with. There's some the quick transition stuff that I touched on. I think will be good to be able to show the guys a visual and go, okay, here's what can happen in the blink of an eye if you're not alert. And just a few other little things that we need to get better at and just can't happen. And like I said, we had some big mistakes last night that ended up costing us the hockey game early in the game, and even the one on the bad change, and just nobody covering. We give up the breakaway, and then on the one, it's Nick Leduc, the ref, should have called an interference penalty. He missed it on the face-off play, and they get a goal out of it, and it ends up being the game winner. But that's the way it goes sometimes.
Coach, thank you.
Thanks, Joey.
That was a South Carolina Stingrays game preview. They take on the Florida Everblades tonight at 7 p.m. at Germain Arena here in Southwest Florida.